So we're sharing yesterday about the Zarephath widow. You want to start off? Or you want me to keep on going?
Just go ahead. Just go ahead.
Right. Yeah. I'm always trying to put you into trouble. I didn't plan it, but that's what we started with yesterday. Whatever we're saying yesterday led us to that, and it just keeps getting interesting as we look at it. And we started by just talking about that confession, then began to look at that person, and we saw that that person was one that was stable, was one that was mature, was one that was someone who knew God, right? But in that knowledge of God, there was something missing in her life, no doubt. But then she took on what was missing in her life in maturity. She did not use that as an excuse not to be all that God wanted her to be, And so that when the prophet even asked, what would we do for you? You'll see some people who are desperate who will have jumped into, oh, this is what I don't have. Oh, I want God to do that. I mean, she had settled that area of her life. And the way she answered, it seemed more like either someone had given her a prophecy before, which didn't come to pass, that she had settled her mind. All right, it's if that's the way God will have it, I'm okay with that. Because her response was strange. Her response was, "Prophet, don't deceive me." That an ordinary person does not speak like that. She was speaking out of the experience of her life, meaning that our hope must have been raised up at some point in time. And that hope was dashed for whatever reason it was. She had strong faith, but some of that faith did not come to pass. But she refused to allow that to control her life. For other people that might have gone through that kind of experience, they might have come out bitter, offended, less than all that God wanted them to be, and begin to relate with every other person in their life out of that bitterness, right? I remember, people waiting on God. Someone is in my mind right now. I won't mention the name, just for this, out of respect for the person. But I know when the person was waiting, for the fruit of the womb. Obviously, the person was going through different challenges around. The person is the pastor, praying for other people to receive, but she wasn't receiving. It wasn't necessarily the best time of her life. It wasn't necessarily a good story. But also it wasn't necessarily something that she reflected necessarily in good faith, but we'll continue after. Let's